What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Whiz Babble. I'm Whiz. This is Kate Reza. My girl's sitting down today to talk with me about, and I'm gonna say all of that all over again. This way.
All good, dude. No worries. It takes like a million takes.
First and foremost, before we even talk about the topic, I need to let y'all know this is my logo. Her head is my logo. Yeah. And that's the original picture. And there it is, and that's that.
And I was like 19 when you did that.
Yeah.
Look at us now. We're in our 30s.
Yeah.
Are you in your 30s? I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, I'm in my 30s. Yeah, that was like, 11, 12 years ago?
Yeah, we kikied that long ago, and then gave the best hair that I could never replicate it.
Yeah, so how we met is over Instagram, right? I just hit you up.
No, you were working with someone in a salon, and I met you through Gabby.
Through Gabby?
Yeah, because I went to high school with Gabby. Tucson's small like that, so
Okay.
you were working at the Coyote with sideburns.
Yeah, the Coyote wore sideburns, yeah.
Yes, that one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is still around, I guess.
Yeah.
But I met you through her.
Okay.
And then we kind of
Did we meet in person?
Yeah.
When?
The flesh. And then also, I went to middle school with your roommate, Natasha.
I feel like that's what I remember more because I was living with her at the time.
Yeah.
So there was a lot more like dialogue on that.
It's like that game of like what 7
Tucson.
degrees of Kevin Bacon or 3 degrees. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, it's Tucson. So we found each other.
It's Tucson. Okay, cool. So, anyways, we met through some mutual people, and then I remember messaging you on Instagram and asking you if you wanted to come over and let me do your hair and makeup and take some pictures. Because that's what I was doing, fresh out of beauty school, wasn't working a lot, and it's crazy because I had just started school then, and I'm about to go back. Interesting.
Full circle.
Fucking moment. So, but yeah, I was just like hitting people up, seeing if I could do their hair and makeup, take pictures, and like build my portfolio. So that's really how we got to like really kick it and hang out the first time. It was good fun. One of those pictures I took, a digital artist morphed it into what it is now, which is crazy. So
it's gorgeous.
Now y'all know the story behind that.
Not just because it's me, but like it's gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's gorgeous because it's you. That shit was meant to be. And I appreciate you so much for that. Like I was saying earlier, I just like call on you to show up for me and whatever the fuck kind of creative shit I'm doing at the moment, and you show up, and I'm forever grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I respect the hell out of your hustle, and you've been doing it. You've been doing it since day one. So like, support the women doing the damn thing.
Thank you. I mean, that makes me feel awesome.
Yeah.
I'm all okay, so what we're here to talk about today is working in a touchy industry. Y'all know I do hair, and Kate is an estheticianist. So you want to go ahead and introduce yourself for real and let the people know like what you're about and what you're into?
Yeah, for sure. So Kate Reza. I'm a licensed esthetician. I have been working in the industry pretty newly since COVID. So we're in literally it's New Year's Eve, so we're going into 2024. I got the license in 2021. I do everything from, micro needling, facials. I can do some lasering. I really love hair removal because I'm a sick person like that. Trying to think. Yeah, and so, my whole policy is like, I think there's definitely a place in the world for like injectables and like, body mods, and like you do that, it's all you, it's your, whatever makes you feel good. And at the end of the day, if you go in and spend your money for self-care, I think it's entirely worth it. It's a thing. There's room for vanity because if it carries you in your mood, whatever. And again, with that being said, I myself have partaken in Botox and stuff like that. Don't care. Like I don't, there's some opinions around it, but at the same time, I do have a policy where like, you've been given your God-given looks, your faces, your skin, like the best we can do is like enhance it.
Yeah.
And like,
that's all we want to do. I really believe that we have like this picture of our highest self in our head. Yeah. And when we go to beauty professionals such as ourselves, we have that picture in our head, and we're really going to. We want us to get us there.
Yeah,
we want those professionals to get us there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. No, if anything, I love working with natural stuff for sure,
Yeah.
where it's like, you know, you don't have to be a porcelain doll. We can, like, just heighten what you have. However, you know, we're our biggest critics, so you do what you feel you must. However, like, I'm also here to back you up on, like, you don't have to be a Barbie. I got you. Like, we can just make you feel healthy and pretty.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of esthetician work.
The beauty of beauty.
Yeah, the beauty of beauty. And I know some estheticians that do go into, like, the injection side of things, and that's cool too.
Yeah, word.
But yeah, you can, even when you get that stuff done, you still gonna need some work to, like, maintain that and just feel good about yourself. Feel, like, clean. Oh, I feel like my face is like a new face after I get a facial. And I feel just so clean.
Yeah, you're just rejuvenated.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody's looking for something different. That's kind of where I'm like, I like to be the aid in that. Like, I want you to ask questions. I want to, you know, give you the time and the good feels, you know, the spa treatment of it, but also, like, be like, what are you looking for? Okay, you have cystic acne, let's fight that. Okay, you want to, you know, you want to try to help, like, your décolleté and, like, you know, kind of fight some aging on that. You know, like, everybody's got their different things. We're our own biggest critics. I'm here to assist.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And that's how it's done, y'all. That's a good esthetician is. Anybody, a good beauty professional, period. Anybody who services you, that's a good one. That's a good service person. Is someone who's like, what do you want? Let's get you there.
Yeah.
Period. It's very simple.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Sometimes, you know, it can...
Some people don't go there.
Yeah,
some people don't ask the right questions. Some people don't care.
Yeah.
So...
But that's the true objective, y'all. Just keep that in mind. Cool. Let's just hop into talking about other jobs that are in this touchy industry realm. You know, like nail techs. Mm-hmm. Just like holding your hand for hours sometime. Isn't that sweet? I love that.
I think it's kind of cute. Yeah, you definitely have to be open to touch. That's for damn
right
sure.
In your face, you're just like,
hey, how you doing?
Let's just have a therapy session real quick.
Cheaper, for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And you come out with good nails.
Estheticianist, of course. Massage therapist. Let's see.
Tattoo artist.
Hairstylist. Doctors. Okay, that's like I feel like that's more of a regular one. Of course, they need to kind of be in your
I guess
bubble.
You could say surgeons.
Surgeons.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes.
People who are doing that.
I just met. I'm about to have surgery this year for the
what?
first time.
For what?
And I just met I'm gonna have a hysterectomy.
Dang.
Yeah, I got some issues. It hurts.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. They're
Yeah,
gonna take it out.
They're gonna take it out.
And I have babies.
I was gonna say, you got your babies.
Done. Yeah, so,
you know, if it has to be done, it has to be done.
Okay, I had, you know, I like that you brought that up, because, yeah, I met her, and then I really wanted to know why she was doing what she does. I really wanted to...
Bring her in!
Yeah, I wanted to know that, so I asked her, and I was like, why did you choose to do this kind of surgery? And she's like, long story short, worked in the Peace Corps, worked with a lot of women's sexual and reproductive health stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, and she's like, and working with so many women, and you know what we deal with and what we go through, I wanted to get into this. Perfect answer. I feel great about her.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's important, especially, you know, I mean, for a lot of us women, there's either trauma or no trauma. I mean, it's a sensitive area. It's a sensitive subject. It's sensitive, so you want to feel good about who's working on you.
Yeah.
So
it's huge.
Not to say there can't be, you know, like other doctors who aren't women doing that, you know, but
yeah,
some of us have.
No,
some of us have preference.
I've always felt better with women.
Yeah, my gynecologist is a woman.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, even having my babies, I went with a midwife because I just didn't want there to be a chance in hell it was a guy. And two, like, they know, like, I just...
Dude, it's your body, it's your choice, who cares? Like,
yeah. Exactly.
Do what you want.
Do what you want. But that's my personal how I feel about it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, surgeons. Who else is just so close? I feel like we're going to hurt feelings if we leave anybody.
Just know if we do, it's not intentional.
Yeah,
it's not with malice, my guys.
And you guys know estheticianists, it's facials, it's all the stuff that she talked about, waxing, everything.
And there's more and stuff, lash techs, all that.
Lash techs,
yeah. I got a homegirl who owns a business, so you're up in the face all the time. Like, you also, damn, I can't do what she does. You need a back brace.
Yeah, no.
Dang, I can't.
Yeah, that and I feel like nail techs are in there too with the back brace, and tattoo artists for sure. Anybody who can sit while they're doing these jobs, get a saddle and sit. It saved my back.
An ergonomic product.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Your body's with you as long as you're around, so treat it right.
Ergonomics is huge. Practice it.
Absolutely.
It.
Yep.
Cool. So all those professions are within this realm that we're getting into, and it's this realm where like, for that certain service, for whatever you're getting done, it's like your personal bubble doesn't exist, and you really just let it go for that professional. I think that's so fucking sacred. I've always put a lot on that within myself and my clients and stuff. And I've talked back on the first Whiz Babble episode with ECs about how, you know, if you sit in our chair and it doesn't work, and that's okay. You kind of need that.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not there, it's not there. I mean, like you kind of said, I mean, not that it's therapy, but like if a therapist doesn't work, you find the next.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's kind of the same thing. I mean, like someone might give good hair, but if you're not vibing and whatever.
Oh, you know, I thought of physical therapists.
Oh, you know, the ones that like touch you to like fix you up. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. So it's like that personal bubble isn't there, but it is there, right?
Because we're still people.
Yeah, and we need boundaries. So just it's just as important as kind of being open to whatever you're doing. There's no boundary there. I gotta get through to you. I need to touch you to do what I gotta do. But like, I'll just tell you, when I'm doing hair, I am on top of motherfuckers, just on their shit, just on top of their head, touching them, head, neck, shoulders,
shoulder.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, all on top of them. But I swear to God, if their elbow touches my leg while I move past them, it's fucking awkward. Boundaries been crossed, and it's like not really spoken of. It's these unspoken boundaries, and I think sometimes it's cool if it's unspoken. I feel like as humans we can sense that, but I think it's also important to talk about how we can speak on boundaries if there are certain ones. Like hairstylists are offering silent appointments now. That's a boundary. I don't want to talk.
Oh. Okay, what? I didn't hear that. I like that. Sometimes you're just like, I mean, it'd be nice to have that option where it's like, check, yes, if you don't mind talking, check, no, if you're like, come on in, let's do this, bye.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you can fill that out, but I'm very chatty. So I know some people in my chair might be like, damn, this bitch is about to talk. I swear, if you set the boundary, because I accept boundaries that are just where you don't answer a question or you stop talking, I'm going with that. I always tell my clients, this is your world.
That's just like, I mean, read the room. It's common sense, and common sense is not always that common. So yeah, it's just like, that's kind of what you have to do. And I feel the same way when I'm working with people. It's like, some people want to talk during laying on the table with their eyes shut. Some people want to keep their eyes open. I think that's weird as hell. No. But I'm like, I'm putting a mask on you. It's going to fall in your eyeballs. Also, I don't want you looking at my nostrils, but okay. But all right, if that's how you feel about it. No, but I mean, if they want to just zen out, I'm like, okay, let's do this. Music's on.
Yeah. So, and I that's not something I don't like offer silent appointments. It's not something you check off before you come in or anything.
It doesn't have to be your thing. People do that. They offer it. It doesn't have to be you.
But it's just unspoken. But I'm open to it, y'all. Y'all ever don't want me to talk? Like I said, I definitely make it clear to my clients that it's their world. What do you want from me?
Yeah,
what do you want?
And communication's key. Communication's key.
Yeah.
If you don't tell me, I don't know. However, I know that's like a lot of people's big like, we're getting there where people feel comfortable talking about what they want, but otherwise, it's still a world where you're conditioned like, don't be rude, don't be a problem.
Yeah.
Say what you want. You're paying for a service.
I try to do whatever I can and say whatever I can that people really understand that, like, you're not gonna hurt my feelings, like, not to be rude, but I don't fucking care about what you're getting. Not like that. I don't care about how you're walking around all the time and what you got going on. I'm really just here to give you what you want. That's what I care about. I care about what you care about. That's what we're doing.
Sure.
So yeah, there's no personal bubble, but there is still in these little areas.
Yeah. Agreed.
Interesting. Yeah. So do you have any stories or any examples of that where that people have just kind of set those boundaries or not, and then it was weird, or
I mean,
or what do you look for? Like, what are you trying not to touch or whatever during your appointments? Everything else with the.
I'm a little bit okay. So I'm probably like a little bit different than what we were just talking about because in the real world, and outside the like office or outside the studio, if I feel like you have good energy, I don't mind hugging, I don't mind touching.
Yeah.
But for oftentimes, if I don't feel it out there, I am like, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Like whatever. But in there, it's like I am offering to touch how you want to be touched. I'm not afraid of my bubbles necessarily. I'm sure we'll get to it. There's been times where I was very insulted. But for the most part, like if it's in a good situation, I will ask you, do you want your feet rubbed? No? Okay. Do you want this? Does this hurt? I'm very communicative.
Yeah.
So I'm like, does that hurt? Tell me if it does. And some people will be, good about telling me. And so I can either lay off or add more. Some people say nothing and I'm like, you have to read the room. So I'm like, you're kind of squirming, you're kind of wincing.
Are
like,
you? Yeah, the wincing.
Are
gets
you
me.
okay?
Are you okay? Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to put you through something and then you'd be like, that fucking sucked. Tell me.
The consent is everything.
Yeah, I've had people, when I brush by them or like you were saying, and not to each his own, like if I walk by the table and I nudge them a little, oftentimes I get more uncomfortable when they're like overly apologetic, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I've been touching you this whole hour.
Yeah, it's just such a mind fuck that happens, and it's like, and I'll bring it up because I think it's funny. I'll bring it,
Sure.
my leg will brush across an elbow that's sticking out or something. I'm like, whoa, and we both are all like, awkward.
You're just both like,
and I'm
sorry.
like, isn't it funny that I've been on top of you the whole time, but like once that happens, like
it's a different exchange, yeah.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, and I think again, just doing what I do, like I'm in the mindset, so I have no fears about the touch. If they feel some way, I would hope they feel comfortable to tell me. Otherwise, I'll just like, oops, sorry. And if they either won't say anything or they might be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's also funny too how much like if I'm doing like a neck rub during like waiting for enzyme mass to sit or something, you do scalp massage or whatever. Some people don't want the scalp massage. I'm like, do you want it?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yes or no. Or I'll start and like halfway through it they might be like, oh, can you go harder? Or they'll be like, I'm over it. I mean, I actually haven't had that because I'm like really good at scalp massages. But
Yes.
I mean, if it happened, I would stop. And find something else. Okay, you want a hand? Do you want anything? Do you want to just like sit and zone out?
Yeah.
I don't care.
The whole thing is like consent. Ask. Say
That,
something.
and also it's funny how they try to be more generous with me. Like if I'm trying to move their neck and stuff, they think they have to like tense up and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Like this is my job. Like,
Give it to me.
Yeah.
That's my neck. Give it. Just let me
just,
do it.
Just stop what you're doing.
It's. I mean, I understand where it's coming from, and that's
For sure.
appreciated. But let me do my job.
Yeah.
You're in the right place.
Yeah.
To just chill the fuck
I
out.
learned how to do this. I want to do this.
Yeah.
You came here to do this.
I got you. So you brought up like the whole energy transfer thing too, and that's huge. When you are touching people, most of us should know this by now. It's an energy transfer. You can feel it. That's why sometimes.
Which I was a total dummy about it. Like when we were talking about that in school and whatnot, I was like, I don't know about that. It is real.
Yeah.
It is real. It's so real.
Yeah. That's why sometimes when you're out in the real world in public in your personal life, sometimes you might want to hug someone, sometimes you might not want to. Sometimes you want to, but you can fucking tell they don't want to.
Yeah, and so it's just like, again, read the fucking room.
Yeah, read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an energy transfer, and I feel like as professionals, we hold a huge responsibility in that. I've gotten to the point where it even comes to, I feel like there's energy transfer in my chair too. So when one person leaves, they might leave a little bit of whatever was going on type of thing. I might, depending on how heavy it is, light a candle, burn some sage. I don't know.
Whatever it be.
Sometimes life is heavy, and I definitely hold space for that with people. But one thing I don't hold space for is fucking assholes. We're not doing that.
No, we live in a day and age now. It's nice. The customer is not always right, and especially if you own your own business, you don't have to tolerate that. You can keep your space nice and like
Yeah.
Your space.
Yeah, exactly. So back to, you know, the responsibility that we hold. I've started taking it as far as I can't let, you know, a yucky energy filled person, an asshole for lack of better word, sit in my chair and that just be kind of and rub off on maybe the next person that sits there. I feel like it's my responsibility to kind of protect this space in general.
It's your home. It's their home too. You know.
Yeah,
like, I mean, they're the proper people.
And protect my own energy as well. You know, it's crazy like that how deep that responsibility is of what you're bringing, you know, to these people. And you know, I've taught the first episode I've had, we talked a lot about, you know, if you're having a bad day, like how do you deal with that, because it's your responsibility. You're touching these people, they can feel it, you know. And
I've literally canceled on, like, not so much clients, or if I did, I didn't tell them why, but then I've had friends where I'm like, hey dude, like, I am in a piss mood. I'm in a bad spot right now. I am not going to touch you today.
Yeah.
I am not giving you that. And, like, obviously homies are going to be like, oh, I get it, dude. And a lot of the people I share circles with are going to be like, oh, I totally understand. Some clients I've been like, you know, something came up.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, I'm not about to just be like...
Because they're like, okay.
They're like, okay, sterile. No, I'm like, no, I'm trying to be fucking considerate here. Yeah. I'm not trying to, like, be like...
Yeah.
Know, like, I'm not going to put that on them. So, yeah, I've canceled on clients for that, but I make sure to, in that moment, I'm like, let's rebook you right now. Let's see what we can do. Or I'll give you 10%. Something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
No, it happens.
Not today.
It happens, and I think that's very responsible. And, you know, whatever you do as a self-care professional, whatever you do for yourself on a self-care level, you know, get massages, go to therapy, whatever, like, drink water, give yourself a lunch break, you know, the little things, that's so responsible.
How are you going to pour from an empty cup?
How are you going to pour from an empty cup? Exactly.
You can't do that.
You cannot do that.
But, yeah, I think I told you, or sorry, maybe you're going to get to it.
No, what's that?
Chill, okay.
What were you gonna say?
I just was gonna talk about that guy who No, we're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, well, I think that's good to bring up now. Cause...
That was interfering with personal space, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, so you have a story about, that has to do with, like...
Bad clientele.
But, yeah, bad clientele, for some words, and just how, you know, we're not always gonna... We have to learn to protect our space, we have to learn, and sometimes people are fucking deceiving.
And just, yeah, people... You know, we were talking off camera that I feel there's a lot of good people in the world. I think there's a lot of positive intent. However, there are people who, for lack of a better word, like just fucking assholes and are disgusting.
Yeah.
Are disgusting. And that's kind of like why I wanted to bring up this, because there's a lot of younger estheticians. Like, I got in the game late. Like, I'm more of a developed personality human being. I'm older.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that go into the game and they're like early 20s, you know, they're a little more sheepish. They're a little more afraid to, like, you know, set boundaries. So the story is I do sugaring.
Mm-hmm.
I do waxing as well, but I like sugaring because it's like a more eco-friendly, like more, I'm also a big history buff. This is like how the Egyptians removed hair. It's just like,
tight.
Yeah, it's a good time. But I've never had fears of men in the sense that, like, you're welcome in my space. I will work on genitalia. Like, don't make it weird.
Yeah.
Don't make it fucking weird, because it is what it is. You're asking for a service. I can provide you that service. Mm-hmm. That's all it has to be.
Respect the boundaries.
Yeah. So this motherfucker, I'm trying to think. I'll start from my story. So basically, he had been hitting us up on our work phone looking for, like, you know, he was recommended to us through another woman in the industry, and I'm actually really disappointed in her because she knew he was weird. Now, she was a tough Russian lady or something like that, I can't remember, but she thought that, like, you know, it is what it is, like, you take those clients regardless.
No.
That's not how it has to be these days. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not. So she passed on someone who was dangerous to me.
Uh-huh.
And I would never do that to another industry worker. And if they did, I'd be like, if they hit me up and they said, what do you think about it? I'd be like, fuck no.
And that's another responsibility we hold too. Like, if someone is unsafe,
yeah,
like, we're talking about safety and people who are very deceitful and fucking dangerous. When it comes to that, like, I think, you should let other people know.
This isn't like I mean, it's a competitive field, but I really don't think there's space for us to be like, oh, we'll see what's gonna happen, or like, I'm not gonna tell them.
Yeah.
Like, that's disgusting. So fucking homeboy's been hitting us up. He's looking for service. I'm like, okay, well, he's being really weird even in text, in our communication. He's just like, oh, well, I don't want to fill out paperwork. I'm like, well, you're gonna have to fill out paperwork. Like, I am sending it to you right now. Like, I'm not working on you unless you fill out paperwork.
Yeah.
Shows up. I don't like to talk about this, but sometimes the appearance really says a lot. So like, he's just like creepy looking.
Fucking picked up on it. You just sense it.
Fucking creepy. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we're humans.
He's a weird dude. He's like, kind of like, oh yeah. I said, did you fill out your paperwork? He's like, oh, my phone won't let me. I go, perfect. I got an iPad here. So I fucking brought it out, and he's like, he's trying to dodge it. He's trying to like do all this stuff, and I'm just like, and he pays in cash up front. And I'm like, what are you dodging? But you know what? I was like, again, I mean, first male client, I'm trying to go in with positive intent. However,
I gotta keep that in mind, because I've never had someone pay. I was just actually talking to a client about that, how people pay in cash up front, and like, I love it, because it's like, okay, we got the way. I love doing that with services. Like, here you go, I got the money.
Yeah, but if they're not trying to like be all super weird, but cash can be.
But that's a whole perspective I gotta keep in mind now. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Exactly. No worries. No, so that, I mean, I watch a lot of true crime and movies and stuff, so I'm just like, the fuck are you hiding from? So, but I'm like, I work in this big office at the time, so I'm like, I'm not afraid, I got all these really strong women here who are like, if he does anything.
Right.
And that's another thing. So I'm walking him to the back, and this woman who's a massage therapist there, super sweet, he goes, oh, hey, so-and-so, like, how's it going? And I could tell from her face, she's just like, oh, hi. And I was like, okay. So I take him back and get him all set up. I'm like, hey, this is how it goes. Like, I'm going to present you with this towel for modesty, whether it's your own or mine, it's my own comfort, whatever. So I set it on the table. I go, okay, I'll be back in a minute. So I get out the door, and some woman, the massage therapist didn't tell me this, but one of the front desk girls goes, hey, let us know if you need help. That guy, like, was a little weird with the massage therapist. Like, he kept trying to get her to touch him inappropriately, and I was like, why is this man here? Why was he not 86'd immediately?
That's crazy.
So I'm pissed as shit, but I'm also like, you know what? Fine. On behalf of this woman, I'm gonna be real harsh with him. And, and I mean, at the end of the day, I was like, I do want this.
Okay, I can.
I mean, so check this. So then we go in there. He's not undressed. He's not on the table. He's doing this all in front of me, and I'm just like, okay, do you need another man? He's like, no, and he's just going on. He keeps talking about his dick. He keeps talking about how, like, people need to be more professional because it's just a body part. He sat on my table, said, I would really love it if you gave it a good wash beforehand. I go, that's not what I do. I go to my people, and I come showered. I come clean. I go, that's not what I do.
That's not provided in the service.
Yeah, and he goes, oh, okay, because I got real stern with him.
For anyone who doesn't fucking know that.
You should come prepared. Because it is not, there is nothing in the script that says, and I will shower you.
This is a Brazilian. This is not a pedicure, y'all.
Exactly. So I was mad as shit already. I'm just like, no. So I'm like, if you need another minute, or if you want, I'll leave you some wipes. I'll be back.
Right.
So he's just like, no, kind of just like, it's a little, fine. So then we're doing the whole process. He's older dude, so like it doesn't take long because he doesn't have a lot of hair, but he's just being fucking inappropriate. He's being gross. He's asking for my phone number. I'm like, no. He's, again, I think he thought I was someone new to the industry. I think he thought he could get away. I could tell that he was getting off on, like, trying to be powerful over me, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
That's not happening. So, by the end of it, I'm not even gonna lie, he was being so gross, I intentionally ripped his balls. Like, not, like, worse, but he did bleed a little. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, was that not taut enough? And he goes, no, not really. I'm like, oh, bummer. So by the end of it, long story short, he's fucking creepy. He asked, I'm on a budget. Can I get a discount for the next time because there isn't a lot of hair? No, you get charged the same as everybody else. And because you were so gross, you're going to add insult to injury? You're going to ask for a discount and be a creep? Fuck no. Yeah, so I was already like going to fire that client immediately after. I was like, okay, have a good one. This is how you do aftercare, blah, blah, blah. So a few weeks go by. Well, he had sent like a long gross message. Like, this message is for Kate, because he was like, is this work phone shared? Is it private? I go, no, it's between me and my boss. And he's trying to like wean his, like,
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I get a picture. The girls in the front office go, did you see the picture? And I go, of what? And they show me this guy. he was on the sex offender, like, website, and his profile, I'm very happy that people in the industry, some woman, unfortunately, got kind of in the same place as I did, and so she took a picture of that, sent it around, you know, Instagram, and posting stories like, hey, watch out for this guy, this is his real name. He, like, changed he just went by his first and middle when he was talking to me, but he had, like, his full name, and so, and would love to dox his ass, would love to, but I'm not gonna. Yeah. But, I mean, if you ever get on mine, Fire Drake Faces, I do have his shit posted.
Okay, cool.
So, I mean, because, you know, it's so crazy after all this time, so I'm mad as hell. Fired him already. But I talked to the manager, because the massage therapist even came to me and was like, are you okay? I was like, I'm fine, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry that the
owner
of the establishment let shit like that happen.
Passing him along.
Yeah.
Like, that was fucking inconsiderate.
I think receptionists hold a big responsibility, too, and shout out to receptionists, good ones. Y'all are fucking angels. Shout out to my receptionist, Caroline. I fucking love you.
Thanks, Caroline.
Yeah, seriously, because...
Well, they're the ones who told me.
They're like at the front, they're at the front line.
No, so the receptionist would be nice when they would, like, you know, they're bringing you back to say something, and they're like, oh, maybe... Yeah. They're in a bad mood, but just watch yourself. So then, like, I kind of go in with the heads up, which is lovely. But also sometimes people misread stuff, so it's a good thing and bad thing when they can be like, I'm looking out for you, but also it's like, maybe they misread it, and then I'm talking to them, and I'm all, like, guarded up, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
So, but this motherfucker, yeah, it's just gross, and everybody's like, yeah, we just got this, it's circling right now on the web in Tucson, so I fucking blasted that shit. And it came to be that I talked to some people who were like, oh, you had to work with him? I've heard about this guy. I'm like, yep. And I ripped his balls. Even before I knew he fucking...
I love that. Good for you.
Yeah, he kidnapped somebody. He was a child molester. Like, he's on a list. I'm like, how did he get out of fucking prison? Like, and he's still doing the same thing. He's baiting. He's targeting young women who are getting out of school. I'm lucky that, you know, for the time being, I look pretty young for my age. Where he thought I was younger, and he thought he could take advantage of me, and
you're lucky that you're not younger.
I know, I know in that case I'm like, but, I mean, if I was, like, I was telling you off camera, I was like, if I was any younger, like, maybe 22 or 19 and getting out of school, I would have been so insecure, I would have been like, I don't know what to do, hopefully with the wherewithal to be like, yeah, I feel endangered, like, I'm gonna get out, or I'm gonna have somebody come in, or I'm gonna ask my manager to, like, talk to them, but I just, like, want people to know that, like, if you're uncomfortable, do something about it. Like, there is no shame in it. Like, especially this day and age, you are more than invited to be like, I don't like how you're talking to me, I don't like what you're doing some creepy stuff. Like, that was one thing I walked away with, I was definitely proud about that, but also I had talked to a different friend, she was a massage therapist, and she tells me, what's the name? And she goes, when I started off, he emailed me when I was a new masseuse and was asking for creepy shit too, over email.
Yeah.
And she's like, I immediately shut it down and was like, no, you know, I'm not going to do it. And now she takes males by recommendations through people she knows and trusts. And I think that if that came to be, I would probably take, you know, oftentimes people I work with are LGBTQ. Mm-hmm. So I'm just not scared. But then I think that if it came down to, you know, a lot of just like cis dudes or men, all right, I need something to show me you're not dangerous. Yes. Or like maybe a deposit down, you come and I talk to you. Like, I'm sorry, that's the nature of it. I'm not about to put myself in danger.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And then, you know, some people do even only take referrals from people that they know. Yeah. Especially within industries like this, and I think that's really smart.
We're putting ourselves out there, we're trying to help you, but we're also, like, that's the biggest thing. The biggest takeaway, anyone who comes out of school, feel empowered to say something. Feel empowered, like, because, I mean, it's not worth it to be getting, like a $60 treatment done on somebody, and then you lose your life, or you get attacked. Or
you're traumatized.
Or you're traumatized.
Or to the point where you don't even want to do what you love anymore.
Exactly. It's not worth it. So.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It can be scary, you know, and then, you know, to all shop owners, you hold the responsibility to keep your staff safe. If you are in a salon suite like me, you hold it upon yourself to keep yourself safe. So whatever the fuck that means.
Honestly, if I was an owner and I had people under me, I'll take a fucking bad Yelp review. Yeah. And then what? I'm going to respond and be like, well, you were a fucking pervert. But I mean, like, I'll take a bad review maybe take a fucking few hits, lose a few people who don't want to come because they think that whatever, this, that, and the other. But like, my people are safe. Yeah. I'm safe. I'm not trying to work with assholes. You're not trying to work with assholes.
Yeah.
It's our space. We can control it.
Yeah. And set boundaries, y'all. Like, off rip, that's how we're really gonna keep ourselves safe, keep staff safe. Set boundaries, because some motherfuckers have none.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Moral of the fucking story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so at the end of all this, I feel like it's important and safe to say that service plus touch equals sacred self-care time.
I do the self-care.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me about it.
Me too, yeah, especially giving it. It took me a minute to give that to people, to where I'm like, oh no, I need to give this to myself. I need to get this from other professionals in order to keep on, giving from my cup. I need to keep it full.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would even say that it took me a long time to realize that I was worth giving that to myself. Like, because then you're like, oh, I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to take the time. It's like, I'm going to drink that money anyways. I'm going to piss that money.
Yeah.
Like, I might as well do something that's beneficial for my heart, my soul, my time, my skin, whatever. And I mean, I'm even trying to teach my mom to do that. She just grew up in a day and age where it was like that. It was frivolous. That was frivolous.
Last,
yeah, exactly.
A mother.
Yeah. You become a martyr, and I mean, intentional or not, but it's not fair. So we should take care of ourselves.
Yeah, we should take care of ourselves. And again, it's sacred. These touchy industries, it's sacred, and clients need to understand that and treat it as such. And if something doesn't feel right or is off with a professional, switch them, get a new one. Bye. And
ask your homies. Be like, where do you go? Like, you know.
Referrals and recommendations are fucking sacred. They're so important, and that's before social media. That's how it was done in general. And for professionals, again, it's fucking sacred. Take all the weight that comes with that and protect it. You hold the responsibility.
Yeah, and that's something that's nice about this day and age, is that I think a lot more people are recognizing that we are people.
Yeah.
As much as they're people coming in, we are people, and we have our limitations. We have our gifts to give you, but we also should be able to be respected back.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, referrals are important. I love referring my friends to people. I take cards, and I'm like, oh, you want this? I came in and I was like, give me your cards.
That's when shit works out.
Yeah, and if you like how I am, you'll love who I love.
Yep.
Typically. Typically. I'd like to say more often than not.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, I'm handing out my girl Jess's massage cards. My friend who's like a graphic designer, you want her here, she can help you with the website. Like, my friend Ron, who's my tattoo artist, who we've been friends since we were 15, I'm like,
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, that's how it works.
No, that's how it works, and it works out better that way.
And you stay protected, too.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to touch on while we're talking about the touchiness of our industries?
I think you nailed it. Love yourself as much as you love your clients, but I mean, always go in with positive intent. This is just my idea. Go in with positive intent. Obviously, if it's off, it's off. But you need to take time for yourself and, really hype yourself up as much as you need to do that for other people, regardless. And that's just the day and age. And I think that it's a more open subject. I think it's less taboo to care about yourself.
Yeah.
Which is great. Look how facial me. Hey. Make it feel good. Yeah. But right now I'm in between shops. I am trying to put forth an LLC for something called a shop called Immortal Faces, which is kind of again a juxtaposition with my beliefs, which is like, you don't have to, like, looking immortal can be like, I know this is corny, but in that movie Death Becomes Her.
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Really? Isabella Rossellini, she's like, take care of yourself, you're going to be with you for a long time because they're going to live forever. But anyways, so while you're here, let's take care of you. Let's make you feel good. Let's make you feel like you're an immortal vampiress or vampire, whatever.
I love that concept. No, that's good. That's good. I'm excited to see you build that brand and where that goes, because that's lit.
No, it's great. This one's always been a ride or die, and we've only sat down or hung out a few times, and it's just so parallel. It's lovely, and I will always be your hype girl.
Hell yeah. Likewise. Fucking love you, girl. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you.
And we're fucking out.
And we done. Get mad.